And we are back for another week with the Vacuous perspective. I'm Val. Nate.
How you doing?
How am I doing? Yeah, no, not bad. We're back though.
We are back. We lost a subscriber.
Did we?
Yeah. We've lost
down.
one. We've gone down.
Right. So
what are we going to do?
Planned 40 subscriber t-shirt that I was going to release is probably on the back burner for now. No, we can appeal to them, I guess. We could appeal to them to maybe reconsider if they happened, maybe they're thinking, look, if I'm subscribed, but there's the video. I'll click on it. Here we are. We're appealing to you. Come back. What are you doing?
We can beg for forgiveness.
Begging. Yes, that's the next step. If that first step doesn't work, then you start begging. We really, really, really want you to come back. We're begging you. What's the step after that? I guess you could threaten them. Look, come back or else.
Well, I was thinking the last step, but we shouldn't say it now because they might just hold out, is we could pay them.
Pay them. Right. Financial incentives. Look, we'll give you a few bash. Come back on board.
Maybe like a subscription type thing, like $1 a week or something.
Wow, geez. I thought it was meant to be the other way around. No, all right, great.
But I think what would happen is, this is the thing that ultimately we'll get that back, because what will happen is they will actually start to like us. Right. We'll infiltrate their sort of subconscious. They will be like, with
money.
We're spamming their YouTube algorithm. They see us occasionally. They start watching us, and then we pull the payment.
Right. Then we paywall everything.
Yeah. Oh.
It's now $10 to watch the episode of the Backpack.
Now we flipped, and they're addicted, right?
Yeah. I can see how the tobacco companies, sort of figured it out, didn't they? Sort of figured it out.
I've got very aggressive eyebrows at the moment. Let me just see if I can do something about that.
What are you talking about?
Maybe it's my aggressive eyebrows that are scaring off the subscribers.
What do you think?
Why are they so aggressive? Hold on.
Well, we don't really calibrate these properly.
No. How's that? Wait, now my face looks funny. Hold on.
What did you do? Did you try and go less neutral and then recalibrate? How does that work? Did you go?
No, this happens quite a lot. My eyebrows go super aggressive.
You're not being aggressive.
Now I'm gonna put on aggressive eyebrows. I'm gonna try and fix this. Now I look a little bit surprised. Okay, no, that's good. That's good.
Happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Well, the thing is, the subscriber that's gone, I'd like to know who they are.
A bit of feedback? You want some feedback?
Yeah, and we can change.
We can change, right. Sorry, we've skipped that bit. We skipped that bit. We can change.
We can change. We can't do better, but we can change. Arguably, the best is yet to come.
Right, yeah, okay. Well, arguably.
If you look at it like optimistically.
Yeah.
So to improve our product.
Right.
What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about?
Yeah, what's happened this week? Kind of thing. There's been a few things, actually. It's been a big week.
Well, I think the most obvious thing, the big thing, was sort of the 5-day sort of search and rescue story of the Titan submarine.
Yeah, OceanGate.
OceanGate's Titan, yeah. And a lot of people had a lot of different vibes on this.
Well, the memes are brutal, and I don't want to make.
Yes.
I actually don't.
We're not here to make light of the deaths of 5 people or whatever. That's terrible.
No,
the safety concerns were
straight off the bat.
Yeah,
sorry, is the name OceanGate for this company?
Yes.
What's going on there? That's an instant headline.
Why is that?
You know when you call something, you have Watergate and everything that's in
right, it's a bit of a scandal.
It's got a gate. When I saw OceanGate, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, what's happened in the ocean now?
Right.
I was like, hold on, wait, that's the name of the company.
Right. I see your point. Yep.
I think that was just sort of asking for a scandal straight off the bat. Yeah.
Okay. What else? So, what else did you hear?
Everyone knows what it is. What happened.
Yeah, well, I guess so. The
little submersible,
right?
Yeah. But maybe for people in 100 years that listen back on this, because we will be big and that subscriber will be upset. But
right, or they'll be back in the fold and happy with things. Yeah,
yeah, they could always resubscribe and watch
it's a mini sub goes to the Titanic, which is it's turned into its own little Titanic story almost, hasn't it?
It has.
The people made the analogy of though there were cautions made to the captain of the Titanic and indeed the captain of the Titan, hey, we're heading into icy waters. They both had that warning. The one being to the Titan was that an ex-employee of the company was suing them for wrongful dismissal because he made claims that the Titan was only rated to about 1.3 kilometers deep, which they needed to go 4 k's deep to reach the Titanic, and they fired him, and then they countersued him for releasing company information.
Ooh, okay, so, I did not know that.
Well, that's the warnings. That's the icebergs or a head captain, and them steaming forward with progress. In fact, in the Titanic's case, they were going faster. They were trying to beat the itinerary schedule by a day. Okay.
I did know that I had heard that there were some safety warnings that had been dismissed by the CEO as baseless cries.
Yeah, he used the example of if you don't want any risk in your life, don't leave your house kind of mentality.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
Oh, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, and this is an aggressive environment that you're going into.
Yeah, with a video game controller at the helm, which you can buy for $30 on eBay.
Xbox or PS?
No, it's a Logitech, I believe.
Okay.
It's just a little third-party Xbox controller kind of thing.
That's where they went wrong. I reckon a Super NES or a Xbox 360 with the joystick on there, that's probably what they wanted.
They wanted official Xbox. Yeah, and if you've got a $30 game controller controlling your sub, get 2. That's little... Get
have
2.
A backup. That wasn't the problem though, was it?
No. I believe that the submarine imploded. And there's an element of, for the adventurer CEO who's on board, by the way, if you're rocking up as a punter, you're getting on this thing, you paid your $250,000 or whatever, and you go, so who's the captain? And he goes, I'm the captain. I'm the owner of the company. I'm the CEO, and I'm the captain of the ship. That would fill you with confidence, right?
You're feeling good about that.
Well, you'd be going, well, he wouldn't be here. Even the guys that design the rockets don't get on the rockets. He's getting on the rocket with us.
If Elon Musk was getting on the rocket, I'm getting on the rocket.
Get on the rocket. So he's got a bit of a progress at all costs kind of mentality, right? Which isn't fair for the other people on board. Now, other people have said who went on the Titan that they felt extremely unsafe, that they felt like there was a failure on every one, not a critical failure like this, but a failure on all of them. And it was scary. Some people had booked the ticket, rocked up to the jetty and went, you know what? Nah, I think I'm okay.
Some people had pulled the pin, had they?
Yes. People who had gone along, like adventurers, like, billionaire adventurer
Doesn't
guys.
Doesn't it cost like $250,000? What's it cost? One of these
$250,000 to go on the Titan.
Yeah, I wouldn't be backing out of that.
There was a billionaire on board with his young son. And by young, I probably mean like he's maybe in his 20s, I want to say.
It's 19.
But 19 years old, right?
Solomon.
Now, if he was getting dragged along by his old man, because his old man's a huge Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet fan, he goes, you have to come down, son. It's going to be great. And he goes, you know what? Fuck, I don't give a shit, mate. I really don't care about the Titanic. I feel bad for that kid if that's the case.
Well, that was not the case. I can give you some context on that.
All right, yeah, go on.
This guy was champing at the bit to go.
The kid was?
The kid was, and his dad. Right. They were both very excited about it. He was actually going down there to break a world record as well.
Be the youngest person to visit the Titanic?
No, he had a Rubik's Cube in his pocket.
No.
Yes,
what are you talking about?
He had applied to the Guinness World Records.
Yes.
And his father had brought a camera down to... I don't know exactly what he was applying for, but he was going for a world record, whether it was the solving a Rubik's Cube at maximum, the deepest Rubik's Cube solve perhaps, or maybe the fastest at a particular depth. I don't know if other people have been solving Rubik's Cubes at the Titanic.
Right.
But he could do it in 12 seconds. That was his record. Obviously, it's not competitive on the world stage, as we know.
You got to go down to 4.2 Ks for this world record.
Yeah, or 3.7 or something. I don't know, whatever it is around that mark. There's a picture of him in a Rubik's Cube costume when he was younger at a party.
Right, he loves Rubik's Cubes.
Loves it, and he's one of Pakistan's richest families, apparently.
Right, there you go.
So he was on his way down to be the best.
Well, to have a Guinness World Record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The smart thing about that is it excludes a lot of your competition, doesn't it?
Yes, because there's sort of a price of admission to get into that particular salvage.
So you have to be rich
but Guinness
and have
World
Rubik's
Records,
Cube skills.
You know,
yeah.
A lot of them aren't. I was watching a video today about the world's fastest typist being in the Guinness World Records being a bit of a scandal. But so I don't give a lot of cred to Guinness World Records, but one Guinness World Record came across my desk today. On this day, 1977, a bloke named Roy Sullivan was struck by lightning for the 7th and final time in his life.
And final? Did he die?
Well, no, he didn't die, but that was the last time he got struck. He got struck 7 times in his life between 1942 and 1977. To this day, he still holds the record for the person struck by lightning the most times.
Does he hang out at the top of aerials, or does he climb trees?
Well, he was known as the human lightning conductor, you know what I mean?
Does he have like titanium in his pants or something? What is going on?
He just loves a good storm.
I would be so terrified if I've been hit by lightning once and I've been out, obviously you're out in the open in a storm.
Yeah.
Next time there's a storm, I'm not taking any risk because I know the dangers.
Well, we've talked about it before, but you know how we say struck by lightning, you must be dead. Apparently the survival rate's quite good. 10% of people who get struck by lightning die. Okay, yeah, you could have lifelong injuries from it. You can have real problems forever because of it. But you're only going to die 10% of the time. They estimate 240,000 people a year get struck by lightning. Only 24,000 initial deaths from the lightning.
Okay.
So it's quite safe is what I'm saying. It's quite safe in comparison to, say, going to the Titanic or something. It seems quite safe getting struck by lightning.
Yeah. Well, because we're fact-checking things, I remember hearing that if you piss on an electric fence, obviously it depends on the voltage of the electric fence and everything, you can blow your dick off. Do you reckon that's true, or is that just something?
That sounds like a what do you call it? An old wives' tale. And I'll tell you why. Because people are getting struck by lightning 7 times, dick's still intact. I'm talking.
Yeah, but it was
the wrath of
still
God
in their
lightning.
pants. Yeah. You know, and it wasn't going through. It was going the path of least resistance through the ground, right? What you're doing is once you're pissing, your dick is being used as the conductor. The conductor. That's my issue with it.
Well, it's a good reason to not piss on electric fences, isn't it? To just the potential. Like, no one's going to try it. No one's going to try it if there's a potential chance for them to blow their dicks off.
Oh, yeah. Don't try that one at home.
It's like the people who say, if you sneeze with your eyes open, your eyes come out. Have you ever heard that one?
Yeah, I've heard that. That sounds a bit silly, doesn't it?
But I've never done it.
Yeah.
I've never gone and opened my eyes on purpose during a sneeze, because who wants to be that idiot who walks into the emergency room with his eyes out, and you walk in and they're going, "What have you done? What have you done? You haven't sneezed with your eyes open, have you?" And you just, I had to know. And you're, "Oh, you fucking idiot. You got another bloody sneezer over here." You know, they probably deal with it all the time.
I reckon it could be possible, like if your eyeball's a little bit loose,
or if you're really opening them, like doing a big
you do the full
thing.
You're holding them open, and
big
like maybe you could at least attach a retina, couldn't you?
Yeah, I would say so. Don't try that.
With this Titanic thing, though,
yes,
what I found interesting is apparently, because this seems like relatively new, not technology, because we've been going Titanic for a long time, but the commercial side of it. Am I right? That
he was trying to make it affordable. Yes, he was using people's money, the $250,000, to create more innovative ways to do it on a budget, so that he could lower the prices. He's a bit of a commercial pioneer in this space, and the people who went on there who like him, who didn't die, said that he was a bit of a hero in that space of, let's not let the problem of, hey, we need millions and millions of dollars to do this, Let's work around all these things.
Make this
right?
economically feasible. Let's bring the cost down.
Right.
Okay, because what I found interesting was James Cameron, director of Titanic, has ventured down to the wreck 33 times.
Yeah, he has.
Struck me as a little bit selfish. Yeah, hasn't died once.
Right.
Little bit selfish, if you ask me.
Why is that selfish? Because
why does he need to go that many times?
Oh, well, he made the movie, right? He had to go down for that at least once.
But if it's was it dangerous when he did it, or was he doing it?
I would say so.
So this guy's like just dancing with death.
Yeah, well,
just to go down. What do you get on the 11th time?
Yeah.
Look, what do you do? Haven't you just been doing laps of this? Like, you're not going. Well, I don't know. Maybe you do go into it, but you'd only be going into the parts that are all exposed and open. You're not like kind of going room to room. Are you? Like, you
would rather send down a drone or something, right, to go and scope it all out and bring back really nice pictures for you. Rather
33
than
times. What is he like?
Yeah, okay, that is a lot of times to just go to somewhere that's quite dangerous, almost as dangerous as like space. If you think about it, like if you said, "Oi, do you want to go to 4Ks under the in the ocean, or do you want to hop in space for a little bit?" I'd pick space. Space. Sounds less dangerous.
So are they the first people to die going to Titanic?
Well, I assume you're about to find out, but I would bet no. I would say that there would have been others.
Oh, okay, it's giving me death toll for the actual Titanic.
I thought it might.
Because what I wanted to do, but I'm not going to do it now, is I wanted to know how many people have gone, how many people have died, and you can get a proportion of deaths, and then you get 600 people have gone to space, and we know how many people have died in space.
Yeah, true, but the Titan only had, I think, 5 or 6 missions. So 1 in 6 is about 18%.
Yeah, but there's other. I mean, James Cameron's been down there 33 times.
Yeah, his is not good, though. Yeah, James Cameron's rep's pretty good.
Show off.
But, most subs, they only go to like 500 meters, This is 4 kilometers
so
down.
Deep. 500 meters is so bloody deep.
And then you got the Mariana Trench, which is roughly double that. So we're talking about 8. It's like Everest underground, under the earth.
There's nothing to see. There's nothing to see.
Well, the Mariana Trench is just the deepest part of the ocean. They're just going to go check that out just to see what's down there, have a bit of a poke around,
Oh, those little islands, vents. those vents. Okay, there is stuff down there, but in between the vent and like the coast, there's like virtually nothing.
Yeah.
Those vents are bloody incredible. So my problem with this whole OceanGate saga is I was getting inundated with articles and what do you call them, like pop-ups and what do you call them on your phone, notifications about their air situation and, banging noises.
We were following it. Yeah, we were following it minute by minute almost. It was
in their defense, I probably clicked on one of the articles early on. So like, I'm in the algorithm now, but I've never been spammed like this for anything else.
Except for COVID.
Yes. And that's interesting you say that actually, because I had similar feelings about that. But then, so what I was a little bit upset with after it was all said and done is I understand that they lost navigation and comms with this thing at 3.5K. They're heading to the bottom at 3.8. Because they lost comms and navigation with this craft at the same time, apparently it was either a highly energetic event, which they don't really know what would cause that down there, or an implosion. Mm-hmm. And the US Navy detected this acoustic anomaly consistent with an implosion shortly after the Titan lost contact. So all the reasonable hypothesis is, and this is what James Cameron said, he goes, when I heard of this and I heard those facts, I knew that the craft would be directly under, or virtually directly under within reason, where that thing was last seen to be. And apparently within hours, even if not within minutes, when they actually got the rover down to that spot, they found the bits of the craft. Mm-hmm. So we're looking back on it all. Well, the media, I think, was being pretty disingenuous and taking advantage of this situation
saying
by spamming this like narrative of hope. And I'm not saying we should just dismiss all hope, but I think they need to be a bit more realistic about, because James Cameron, you hear him early on saying oh no, it's an implosion. It's like going to be right there. And after it's all said and done, he's like, I don't know why they're focusing on all the oxygen and the rescue efforts and things. Like, no, we need to work. We need to be. I'm not saying don't go for the rescue effort, because there is a chance.
Yeah. And that was what the rescuers would have been saying. They said that as long as until we find something, we have to keep going and have hope and all that sort of stuff.
And I have no problem with that. That's all great. And I hope they do that if I'm going down the Titanic and lose comms.
Yeah.
But the narrative was painted, I think, was so disingenuous. Then
they had to sort of come around at the end once the 6 p.m. mark had come and they were out of air, right? Then they had to say, now we have to start tackling the idea that they're now fucked, right?
Yeah.
They were painting this picture that they were sitting in there trying to conserve air, sleeping as much as possible. Every 30 minutes they'd hit the side of the sub, make it sound, and then try and stay calm. It didn't go Lord of the Flies, where it's just an immediate, hey, look, we've got 96 hours of air. There's 6 of us. Let's make it 1 of us and then last for 400 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing we have down here is the air.
And that story is actually a very powerful story to a reader to be hearing, because it's so terrifying. I saw this video of how big the sub is, and they're talking about how they'll be sitting cross-legged and how it's really cramped and uncomfortable.
Yeah, and the notion that, hey, even if they find them, they've got to get them to the surface and unbolt them from the outside. They can't just release the capsule. They're not floating on the top of the ocean somewhere with the cap off going, hey, we're all good, we just need to get picked up now. Once you surface, there's technicians who would have to take apart the top to let you out. So, yeah.
Here we go. I've got it here. So Cameron said, it felt like a prolonged and nightmarish charade where people are running around talking about banging noises and talking about oxygen and all this other stuff. Cameron, is a quote, knew that the sub was sitting exactly underneath its last known depth and position. That's exactly where they found it. Mm-hmm. Once a remotely controlled underwater vehicle was deployed on Thursday, searchers found it within hours, probably within minutes.
Yeah.
It captivated the media spotlight for a couple of days, though, that's for sure.
It did, yeah. It was all over the place.
But then, Putin.
Yeah.
What's his name? Prigozhin.
Yeah, is he the leader of the Wagner group?
Yeah. That was blowing my mind on Saturday night a little bit.
Yeah, so they walked into a town, Roslov, hung around for a bit. Putin had some pretty stern words for him about being a traitor and stuff. And then I think they've gone back now. I think the latest update is they've actually gone back. They've withdrew and returned to positions, their posts.
I thought that was about to go down. I wasn't the Wagner group rolling in on Moscow at one point?
I think that was like what the media here was saying.
Yeah,
was
I
happening.
know.
Yeah,
I heard Russia was descending into civil war on Saturday night.
That's what it looked like from here, I think. Yeah.
In the end, this mutiny only lasted 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They seem to be kind of cool now.
Are they cool again now? I have no idea, dude. I don't know how cool you can be.
I heard he's going to Belarus. Prigozhin's going to Belarus. He's out. He's going on holiday.
Oh, he's having a bit of a holiday. Okay.
It's interesting though. I couldn't believe. I loved watching the media conference, or what do you call it, where Putin got up in front of the camera and started going on about the situation. That was fascinating. It was, and it's very rare to see something like that. Yeah, he's absolutely be shown. So, yeah, it was quite interesting. Pretty embarrassing for Putin. Oh yeah, because everyone gets in line, right? No one does something. Nothing public like that. He was going on saying the war, the reason for the war in the Ukraine was not NATO. In the news, this is on the front page of Wikipedia actually, in news, in Russia, the Wagner mercenary group
stands down after rebelling against the government. Very interesting.
Yeah, so my understanding is that group was put in the meat grinder in Ukraine at some point.
Well, they were a mercenary group. I think they went from something like 7,000 people to 25,000 to 50,000 people very quickly. They were recruiting from prisons a lot, saying,
yes,
hey,
80% of their people from prisons.
You do like your service in the group, and then you're expunged. But if you leave, it's bad. You're not allowed to leave.
I don't know how you're letting all these prisoners out to fight for you. I don't know how they're not just slipping away, just in the night.
They would, but then they'd be charged with some, things if they were ever to return to Russia or something. There would be defectors. Absolutely. There was some crazy footage out of North Korea many, many years ago. People like running at the border to South Korea from North Korea. Just sprinting for it, getting shot at, all sorts of gnarly shit. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, that was pretty wild. I was thinking of you the other day, actually. What's happening with slap cheeses?
I have no idea. What is happening with slap cheese? What's happening with slap fighting? Have they cancelled all that shit yet?
Have they? No, because about a month ago, I've been meaning to ask you about this every week, and I forget about it. Yeah. I saw something, maybe it was on TikTok, about slap cheeses losing a final or some big match.
Yeah.
Because of the other guy committed a foul. I don't understand all the time when they commit fouls. I think he was hitting him more with the base of his wrist.
Yeah, clubbing
him. Yeah, he clubbed him.
Bit of a club.
Yeah, and it was a big deal. And so I've been wanting to ask you what happened.
Look, I haven't seen any slap fighting until after the finale, which was a while ago now. It would have been months ago.
The finale was slap cheeses in the ultimate.
He would have been on the pay-per-view.
The ultimate slap. What do they call it?
Slap fight championship.
Slap fight championships.
Gosh. No, I'd have to try and find whatever you're talking about. If it was recent, you're saying it was a month ago or so. You wanted to tell me about it, so it could have been a month ago.
Yep, I reckon it's been 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that. Didn't know slap Jesus. Look, I haven't been following it. The slap fighting since then. Been too focused on animal fights.
Animal fights.
Yeah, if you go to my the Discord.
Yeah.
I'll chuck a link in there for you.
Interesting. You're obsessed with animal fights. I'm obsessed with animal chiropractic videos.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay. Have a watch of this. Give me your running commentary of this. Just watch it and talk over it. And talk over it. Yeah, talk over the video.
This video is unavailable.
No. Click on the thing.
Okay, here we go. We've got a kangaroo.
Yep.
It's loading up. There's two of them. They're kind of they're grabbing each other's ears. They're hugging each other a lot. Oh, hold on. I need to go again on that. Okay, their heads are back. They're spinning, and one went through a fence into a backyard.
It's absolutely dispatched. One of the best animal fights I've ever seen.
That was nice.
Decisive victor. Really gives it to him. Good shove. Very good shove.
Unfortunately, my internet it just didn't load the whole thing. It went a bit funny, but I did see it in the end.
Yeah, no, I've watched it many times. I think it's great.
Yeah, they don't have a great base of support, do they? I mean, they need to take a bit more of a fighting stance. They're walking tripods, so they should be able to be quite stable.
I think he was trying to get away because he's got a bit of a spring. Like, he's leaning into this fall. Like, it wasn't just the shove. He's given it a bit of something with his back legs there, with his hind legs. He's given it something.
Well, there's something that they want to do about getting high. That's why they're getting so off balance. They like to be very, very tall. That rather, you think they would want to go low. Like, maybe with a bit of training, you'd train one just to get in low and maybe take the legs even. Maybe like a double legger.
I don't think they're going to do double leg takedowns, but we all have seen them box and get into those fights, the fisticuffs. I wouldn't want to get into a fight with a kangaroo.
Well, not one of the big reds, no.
No.
These ones seem to be more clawing than boxing.
Yeah, this
hair
one,
pulling, maybe even hair pulling.
this story sort of reminds me of brothers having a bit of fight in the backyard and then a mistake was made. Because once he goes through the fence, I see concern on this other kangaroo's face. Like, I didn't want it to go that far.
No, he certainly wasn't proud of it.
But what are they fighting over right there? What are they fighting about? What's going on?
Oh, bitches.
Probably
one of them rolled up on his missus and he didn't like it.
Yeah, so he's going to put him through a fence. That's pretty fair.
What other animal fight videos have you been watching?
Oh, no, that was it. Like, I really liked that one.
That's pretty good. What about humans fighting? I mean, you like that. What about this one? Have you heard about Elon v. Zuckerberg?
I've heard about it. Yeah, I've heard about it.
Apparently it's a chance of happening.
Boxing fight or whatever. Yep.
There's a chance.
Well, they've both agreed to it, and that's usually how a fight starts.
Cage fight in Vegas.
A cage fight in Vegas. Okay, yeah. It's a bit of a YouTube boxing event, but on a billionaire scale. Are they going to be MMA? Is it MMA?
It will be MMA. Apparently, Zuckerberg contacted Dana and has been going through the logistics of it.
Oh, my God.
White said, the biggest fight of all time was Floyd and Conor. I think this triples that. It triples what they did. There's no limit on what this thing can make.
Yeah, okay.
So I've looked into the stats actually, so I can you can tell me maybe what you think the odds are.
Yeah. I've had a look into it as well. You've got Elon Musk coming in at 6'1", yeah?
Yeah, I've got him at 6'2". Maybe on a good day is 6'2".
All right, 6'2". Zuckerberg is what, 5'8"?
5'8's what I've got.
5'8". Okay,
what
so
I've got
Elon's a monster compared to him. The weight, I don't know how they're going to do that.
Yeah, I don't know about the weight. I haven't looked into their weight. Or maybe
Zuckerberg's about what, 12 years younger, 13 years younger?
I've got him at 39 and Musk at 51.
51.
So yeah, 12.
Yep. Okay. Look, I've thought about the fight. I've thought about how it's going to go down. I know Zuck has been doing jiu-jitsu for a few years now.
How good is he at jiu-jitsu? Because I've heard he's achieved success, I hear, in jiu-jitsu tournaments, but I don't know what that means. Like, he's turning up, achieving success.
No, I don't care how far along that journey he is. If he can sub anybody, right, because he's got more experience than someone who's never done it, yeah? He should be able to take a guy who's never done it before. So what's Elon's fighting cred? What's his creds? Has he ever?
I don't know, but he'll be learning jiu-jitsu as we speak, or at least jiu-jitsu defense.
Yeah, you're right. Is his plan to just go out there and knock him out? What's your prediction for the fight?
I don't want to say it because Zuckerberg's such a little nerd. And
you think Zuckerberg's got the upper hand because of his jiu-jitsu?
I think Zuckerberg probably does because size isn't really a factor when you're dealing with someone with jiu-jitsu and someone without jiu-jitsu. But Elon, this is what I'm always very conscious of what he's up to. He's a little bit conniving, and he was the one that threw down the challenge. Everyone knows Zuckerberg's been doing jiu-jitsu, so he knows what he's up against.
He knows that, right? So you think he's been training in secret or something? He's been having Muay Thai specialists flown in from around the world to do secret training sessions with him.
He's a bit of a gadget man, and he could be he's a bit of a Batman. He's a modern day Batman, really.
Yeah, but Batman still knows jiu-jitsu and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but I think he'll have gadgets like go gadget arm extension or something. He'll do some shit.
Right, you think he's going to make some sort of invention to fuck up Zuck?
Probably. Lure him into the cage and then just go gadget arm extension right to the face, like before they've even really started the fight, really take him by surprise. Well, apparently I have heard, and I need this fact check because I don't actually know what it is. Have you heard of the Murph challenge? Because Zuckerberg reckons he can do it in under 40 minutes.
The Murph
challenge.
Don't know what that is.
He's bragging about it. He reckons he's a bit of a legend.
Is this sort of the preamble for the fight? He's saying, "Man, I'm going to smash you. I can do the fucking Merv challenge."
I think it's been bandied about on social media. So it's 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, 1 mile run in a 20-pound vest or body armor. Don't know who's walking around with body armor, but
you give me the rundown on that. How difficult is that? Is that difficult?
That sounds. Look, if he's bragging about it, it'll be good. So 1 mile run, that's 1.6 Ks. Look, you're doing that. I'm going to say no vest. Then we can think about how the vest is going to impact things. Look, you're doing that in 7 minutes, pretty like comfortably. 100 pull-ups. I'm going to go with 8 minutes. 200 push-ups. Honestly, that will probably take as long as 100 pull-ups. 300 squats. Don't really know how long that would take. You might have to have some breaks because that's a lot. Let's say 12 minutes on that, and then another 1 mile run. I'll make that 8 minutes. 15, 20. Okay, I've got that at 43 mins with no vest.
No vest, 43 mins. He can do it in under 40. Bit of a big deal.
But it depends whether he's wearing a vest or not. This says that
in the picture here, he's wearing a vest.
Okay. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so he's fit. He knows jiu-jitsu. You're giving him the edge, obviously.
I have to, but Musk could have a big overhand or something, like maybe just like a bit of a one-punch knockout type specialist thing going on.
You need a lot of things to go right for you for that to work.
It's a big contest.
There's nothing on the line, though, is there? I mean, they should put a bill on it, Put a bill down each.
I also don't know if this is true, but apparently Zuckerberg's announced that Facebook and Instagram at some point will be charging a monthly subscription fee for a verification check, similar to that introduced by Twitter.
Nice.
And Musk says he feels vindicated, and he feels like that step was inevitable for Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was questioned on that. He was questioned on that in Parliament, in their Parliament, in the Senate or whatever you want to call it, about like, will Facebook always be free? And he said there'll always be a part of Facebook that it will be free to use. So that makes sense. So they never ruled out money for Facebook. It's just, yeah.
What does that blue check mark get you on Twitter? I'm not a Twitter guy.
It was a way of verifying people. So if you were famous, and there was a website for you called, I don't know, what's his name from Will? The American guy, Will.
Will who? Will, what's he do? He's American.
Farrell.
Okay.
So you got a guy on Twitter like Will Farrell, and he's tweeting a whole bunch of stuff, right? And it's got a blue check on it. People go, oh, that's actually Will Farrell, because there'll be 100 Twitters called Will Farrell that won't have to check on them.
Yeah, okay.
And they will say whatever they want and make it out to be him, but it's not him, right? So the blue check used to mean this is actually the person. Now you just pay money for it.
Okay, so it's not necessary, but it's necessary if you want to.
It's not really.
Other people to know it's definitely you. So do they stop other people using? So other people can have.
That's the question, right? Yeah. If I made one Will Farrell and then asked for a check mark, please, and paid the money, do they give it to me? I don't know. I don't know. If it's just money now.
Have you heard of Meta's Threads?
What?
It's a platform called Threads.
Okay.
Zuckerberg's dubbed it the Twitter killer.
Ooh, what does that mean?
I think it's the same thing as Twitter, just their version.
Okay.
Reportedly negotiated with Oprah Winfrey and the Dalai Lama to start accounts and prop a mass influx of new users. I didn't know the Dalai Lama was like even on Twitter or that he had a following.
He's constantly on social media, man. He just never gets off the bloody thing.
Let's see if I can get one of his Dalai Lama Twitter. Okay, I'll tell you what he's up to. Welcome to the official Twitter. He's got a blue check mark.
Yeah, but when was his last post? Because he was in a bit of hot water recently.
It was on the 23rd of June.
23rd of June? That sounds recent. What did he say?
Can you buy peace of mind? Can you remove fear surgically or mechanically? What destroys our peace of mind is anger and fear. If we cultivate compassion and love, we can counter anger and fear.
He's dead right.
So we need to educate people about the way the mind works and our system of emotions. Here's one from the 13th of June. My conversation with Greta Thunberg brought together scientists and spiritual thinkers to take a fresh look at the environmental crisis that we are all facing.
Right.
From this came A Future We Can Love, a book offering hope to us all. Join us in creating a brighter future. Oh my God, it's a collab. Dalai Lama and Greta Thunberg. It's a book. The next comment is unfollowed.
That's good.
Fuck. Yeah, well, if he goes to Threads, I mean, I'm there.
Right. That's a good enough reason. No, but apart from that whole thing, there wasn't a lot going on this week, was there? Because it was sort of all satched up by that.
Yeah, look, there's a few other little things on my mind. Asteroid
passing Earth today, live, 2023.
Oh, there's always asteroids passing Earth. What's passing now?
I don't know. House-sized asteroid to pass... start again. House-sized asteroid to pass Earth Sunday. That's now. Because it's
okay.
Monday.
House-sized asteroid. Is that a problem? Probably would be.
I don't think so.
I forget how much burns up in the atmosphere. A house-sized asteroid probably will reach the ground, I reckon.
You reckon? You reckon that's big enough?
But I mean, the last time I saw an asteroid impact the ground, it was about the size of a basketball, and it lost so much of its speed that it was just like someone just throwing a really big rock from it didn't leave like an impact crater or anything. It was just like, kind of like, there's a video of it. I'm trying to think what it's called.
To the surface?
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
I think it went into like a pool or a lake or something on the back of a big property. Yeah, I'll have to. But there's a mountain of discarded clothes in Chile that can be seen from space.
Wow, is that right?
What is going on there? Like a mountain from space. Let me see if I can find this.
What do you mean?
Apparently, it's growing by 39,000 tons a year. In 2021, it was estimated to be growing that fast. All this stuff gets made in China or Bangladesh. All this fast fashion. They estimate it produces 92 million tons of waste a year. But anyway, 39,000 tons ends up at this place in Chile.
This desert.
And this is just the stuff that isn't getting bought, is my understanding. It's not even the stuff that's getting thrown out. It's
where is it?
Chile.
Yeah, which desert?
The Atacama Desert.
Atacama Desert.
We need to start. We need to sort that out, don't we? We can't. It's a bit wasteful. Like the clothes situation's kind of getting a bit out of hand.
What's near there? How is there this much clothes that are ending up out there? How is that possible?
Well, they can't put them in landfill because they contain chemicals and other things. They can't put it in the regular trash. So obviously Chili's sold its soul and goes, hey, we'll take it all. Just lop it on top. We've got some clothes. We started a pile.
Got a big desert. We'll put clothes in it. Wow, that's fascinating.
I think it's where good Sammy clothes go to die.
Yeah. Yeah. There'll probably be some good stuff there.
Oh, there'll be amazing stuff.
Probably get some really nice stuff down there.
I reckon
you got to fish through it a bit, but
a bit of thrift shop action, go down there and start dancing around.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I mean, we're all pretty wasteful, aren't we?
Oh, I feel bad. I just threw out about 3 huge rubbish bags full of clothes a few weeks ago.
Where'd they go?
The wardrobe. They just went to the Good Sammy bin.
Yep.
Popped them in there, and they'll end up in Chile.
Is that right? That's
Chile.
what you think happens, yeah?
Well, that's the life cycle. That's the natural life cycle for
that
kind of thing.
First owner, second owner, Chile. Natural third step.
I'm actually really excited about Dune 2.
Yeah. Okay. So we went and saw Dune 1, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the trailer for 2?
I have. Yeah. It looks great.
It looks fantastic.
Great. You're a book guy as well, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You've read the books.
I've read the first 2 books. There's 6.
And that's what's covered in these movies?
I was wondering about this. I have a funny feeling, and I don't really remember the first movie that well. I think that they did, I think we're talking about Dune 1A and Dune 1B of the first book.
Right, understood. So it's Deathly Hallows Dune 1, Deathly Hallows Dune 2.
That's how I'm putting this together, because Dune 2, I don't remember the book very well either. It's like sometimes I wonder, what's the point in reading it if I just can't really remember what happened? You know?
It's a lot. It's a lot, right?
It might come back to me.
I think you're going to watch the movie as well, right?
I'm definitely going to watch the movie. But when I watched the trailer for Dune 2, I was like, man, this is still book 1.
Yep.
I think I would know if we started dabbling in book 2, where they're still building up the Changi Paul relationship. That's all book 1.
Yep.
And they haven't even got to they introduced Princess Irulan. I don't know how to pronounce her name because I never hear it.
And it's a book 1 thing as well.
It's a book 1 thing, yeah. So every chapter of book 1 starts with a written passage of Princess Irulan and one of her written works. A little extract, and it kind of gives they're all random, but they sort of tie into the chapter a little bit, and they give you a little bit of background and context and things like that.
Yeah, understood.
But Princess Irulan is the daughter of the Emperor of the universe.
Right, big dick.
She has a huge swinging dick. Well, I guess the Emperor is the big swinging dick. And
that's what I mean.
She's the spawn.
Yep.
The Emperor is going to be played by Christopher Walken.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, they don't even need to do any makeup or anything. They just push him out there.
Yeah, and other movies that are coming out, Indiana Jones.
When's that?
I think it's already out.
Really?
That's number 5. What do they call that? A quad? So would that be a pentilogy? What do they call that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they need. No, there's not too many where you get up to 5, is there? So,
well, there is. They just don't usually call them that because people only refer to the Indiana Jones trilogy as those first 3 movies. The quadrilogy, not really. No one really talks about that.
It's the second book in the second trilogy.
But it looks good. It looks good.
So I'll check it out. All right, you got me.
Yeah, no, we should check it out. It's fine. Get that done. Indiana Jones doing his jam again. I think it's the first one that they've done without Steven Spielberg at the helm, which is kind of big.
Spielbergo. Or Dune 2, it looks amazing. And I was wondering, how they were going to get Paul riding the worm. Because in the book, it sounds ridiculous. Like, but your mind creates it. Like, the language is so cool that you somehow he does sell it to you in the book that he rides a sandworm. But you do have this little part of you when you repeat it to someone else. Like, I'll say to my wife or something, I'll be like, "Yeah, there's these big sandworms, and they ride them around," and she'll be like, "That sounds dumb," and it does sound dumb when you just say it like that.
Yeah, but that's fine.
And it's a bit of a coming of age thing. The Fremen being the desert warrior people on Arrakis. Yes, love. When you get to a certain point in your life, you go out there.
Passage.
Yes, and they put this little beacon thing on the ground. It creates this vibrations in the sand. The worm starts coming along, and the dangerous part is getting on the worm the first time.
Right, and then it's riding a bike, I guess.
Yeah, you stick your hooks in it, and once you do that, apparently it likes to face its like belly up or something, and then you can ride the worm. I don't know. Once you're on it, but it's a bit of a phallic coming of age ritual, symbolizes sexual maturity.
Understood.
Riding a big.
A lot of these things have a dual meaning, or a lot of that stuff. It's great.
It looks so good because they just sunk so much money in. I love it when they just go wild with it.
So you watched the Dune movie from the early, what was it? Was it the 80s? Or
I haven't watched it all. I will do it.
Because I'd be interested to know, that's 84 by the way, what they cover in that, because that's just one movie. They didn't do a Dune 2. There was a Dune series, I believe, that was around. Or at least conceptually.
There was.
Cancelled it. Sounds like it'd be worth, man. Sounds like it'd be hilarious.
What, the 84? Yeah, I will.
No,
they got
not that.
Sting.
There's also one made in the year 2000, a 3-part miniseries on politics, betrayal, lust, greed, and the coming of Messiah, based on Frank Herbert's classical science fiction novel. So this was a 2000 TV miniseries, goes for 4.5 hours. And it's got a rating of 6.9 on IMDb, which is not bad. Could be a thing.
It's not high on my priorities if I haven't seen the 84 Dune.
True, but you want to see the low budget version because you know that it's something that requires a big budget to like pull off properly.
I know. So I want to see the low budget worm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know who the director was, but I thought I'd better check into it. And I was wondering if it's the same director as Dune 1, and it is. You will know him. Denis Villeneuve?
No.
He did Blade Runner 2049.
Right.
Which I loved.
Yep, good movie.
Arrival, which I don't think I've seen.
Right, that's apparently quite good as well. I've seen it.
Okay. Dune 1, which I liked, but I don't know, because, of course, when you've read the book, it's always hard for it to live up to your expectations.
Yeah, but it's good that he's director, writer, producer on both of the parts so that he's got that creative control to like make it happen how he wants it. And that's great.
And I hear Dune 2 is far more of an action thriller than Dune 1, which was a bit slower and a lot of character development. Yeah,
okay, so a bit more. Yep. Fair enough.
And he's also done Sicario, which is on my list of things to watch. Highly recommended by a friend. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, okay. That's on my list as well. So at some point I'll talk to you about it.
Yeah, Benicio del Toro, Emily Blunt, and Josh Brolin. Yeah, no, huge. Love that. Big fan of Emily Blunt because I watched what was that movie where she's like a badass action hero. The Tom Cruise one where he keeps living the same day over and over again. Edge of Tomorrow. She's the lady in Edge of Tomorrow. She's awesome. You've seen that one, right?
Yes, I have. That was great. Yeah.
Crackerjack movie.
I thought that was going to be dumb. Like the premise of it is terrible.
Such a good movie.
And it's so good.
Yeah. And Tom Cruise just being a 55-year-old bro looking like he's still in his 20s, I guess. There he is.
What do you mean there he is? You haven't looked at him?
Yep. Pulled him up. Aaron Sorkin, Top Gun? What happened there? Aaron Sorkin wasn't involved in Top Gun, was he?
I don't think so.
No. Okay, good. It's all good.
So I haven't finished the Egyptian Book of the Dead yet.
No? Still working your way through it?
Still working my way through, but I wanted to just consult one chapter. I've got it here in front of me. There's one where you turn up and there's 21 goddesses. So half the amount of the gods that you approach. Half
the doors
42,
with the denials before. Yep. So is this later, is it? So you've done all the first bits and now you're on to the next bit?
No, this is earlier. The chapter's called 21 Women.
Yeah, 21 women.
Pick a woman.
Right.
There's a chapter on each one. They're not going to be great, but I'm just curious. Like, just pick a number and I'll go to that one and I'll read you what you do in front of that woman.
Okay, give me woman number 3, please.
Okay, so I think the idea is they're standing in front of a pylon. I don't know why. Here comes the third pylon. Lady of the altar, lady of the lotus, great pool of emotion and memory. 2 eyes of the world to whom offerings of myrrh are made. She is a heap of dream. She is the flower bursting forth. She is desire, beloved of every god. She is the pleasure, and all gods unite with her. Her name is Noble Sycamore. Blessed is the lady.
Wow. You didn't get one of those, did you? So you just have to give them some myrrh? Is that right?
Man, they were very fond of her.
Wow.
Third pylon. You picked a good one.
That was a good one. Are they all like that?
They're all kind of different. Give us another one.
There was one thing that struck me about that. Sounds like a great lady. I'll take number 4, please.
Here comes to the fourth pylon. Lady of the knife, slashing.
Oh, Jesus.
Bits of flesh in her hair.
Okay.
Lady dancing on earth, vessel of the world. She cuts the throat of her enemies.
Wow.
She uplifts the weary man. Her heart is slight as a feather. She fills the void within courage. She feeds him, she clothes him, she opens the door to forever. She provides his escape on the back of a cow. Her name is Ponderous Bull. Blessed is the lady.
Blessed is the lady. Wow, so she's being nice, but she's also slitting throats. So
yeah, it was tough to sort of get a read on her, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think she's nice. I think she's okay.
She sounds like she's someone
she's got a bit of a fiery streak as well.
She's someone you want to be on her good side.
Yes.
She's slashing the throats
lady
of
the
enemies.
Slashes. Yeah. Bloody hell.
Go one more.
I'll take give me the last lady.
Here comes the 21st pylon.
Here she comes.
Lady of the universe.
Oh, I picked a good one.
Lady of crossed destinies.
Ooh.
Lady of vibrations.
Ooh, I like that.
She is the name of a man when first it is uttered.
I don't know what that means.
She molds his form in wax and tosses it to flames.
Mm.
She brings secret paths. She possesses hidden schemes. She plots a man's life in accordance with divine will. Her name is not known. Her power is the greatest. Blessed is the lady.
Wow, that one's spectacular.
It's pretty nice, isn't it? It's flowery. It's powerful language. I don't know what it means.
Lady of the universe, vibrations. I mean, something's happening here. Something's going on there.
There's a lot going on. I just like reading them. I just find them. I don't get any meaning from them, but I love how this was something that was in Annie's desk scroll. Yeah, yes, an ancient culture. I'll give you the 13th. I know there's some really negative ones, but I know the 13th is negative because I remember thinking and making that link between 13 and the. But here comes the 13th pylon.
Yes.
Death, eternity.
The 13th.
Lady Isis gathers his bones together.
Mm-hmm.
She marries him unto the grave. She reaches down and draws him up into her arms. She stretches her hands over his stinking flesh. She causes the waters to ripple, the Nile to rise, the evening star to shine. She awaits his embrace. His face is aglow with white heat. Magic and marriage, love and dissolve are her names. Blessed is the lady.
Holy boy.
And they were tripping balls, weren't they?
They were.
Well, maybe, why do you need 21 of these ladies? Like, you think you'd be able to convey the message of, maybe 5 ladies? Like, have a good one, a bad one,
I would say that it's to communicate something. I would say it's hidden knowledge, forbidden knowledge. Like, what else is 21, right?
Well, it did strike me as being half.
We got 21
42.
pairs of chromosomes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Hidden stuff is always fun. You know how you look at like Leonardo da Vinci's, God and Adam touching fingers. You know that one, that famous image?
Oh, yes, of course. Yes.
They're touching. There's a brain in the background. It's sort of like a perfect brain. We know Leonardo da Vinci opened up brains, had a look at them.
I didn't actually realise it looks like a brain in the background. I'm having a look at it now.
Yeah, the sort of concept that like man and God.
Is it kind of like a brain and an earth kind of thing?
It's an interesting one. What is it called? It's called Adam. Is it just God and Adam?
I've never realised that could be a bit of a brain symbology. What,
that God's writing in?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it seems to be to me.
That's fascinating. It does look like that when I look at it now. It's just I've seen this is on the Sistine Chapel, right?
Yes. Is it? Yes.
Pretty sure it is. And I've seen that. It is spectacular. It's one of those things that when you actually see it, you're not even that interested before you go. Like I was like, I better go. I better do this because everyone does it when they're here.
Right.
And then you get in there. It's amazing. It's so crazy.
No, it's Michelangelo who did the Sistine Chapel.
Okay.
Not Leonardo.
Oh, they're all. I sort of lump them all together a little bit. All the Ninja Turtles.
Yep. Yeah, pretty outrageous.
Yeah, and then I got John Anthony West's Serpent in the Sky as well, that book.
Oh, okay.
And I've only just started that, but this will be fascinating.
Yeah.
This will be really cool.
So what's it going to cover?
I don't know. Right,
it's just John Anthony West, who, if you don't know, was like a bit of a alternate Egyptologist. Is that fair? Is that a fair way to say it?
Yeah. Yep.
Doesn't subscribe to the regular summary of Egyptology that is sort of taught. He's got his own thing going.
And I've only read the intro, and I'm not going to be able to explain anything. I'm going to save it for later, and maybe I can try and communicate some ideas. Yeah, but so far I'm loving it, just eating it up. But I need to finish this Egyptian Book of the Dead first.
Yeah, before you go there.
Yeah,
that would be a good spot.
I'm pretty close. I've got like a quarter left. So,
how is it that long? I thought this was like a funerary procession thing. How is it so long?
It's 78 foot long. The scroll.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think I'm getting away pretty light. This is only 200 pages, and it's quite big font. And there's like 50-something. It's 50, what am I looking at it now? 61 chapters. So a lot of them, 62. Let's keep going. How many are there? 67, 68 in total. So there's a lot of, like, when the page finishes, some of them are only half a page, and then you've got blank page for the rest of it. So because there's 65 chapters, you lose probably about 30 pages of the book as well, on average.
Yeah. Well, finish that. Make sure you finish that. No rush.
It doesn't read as... It's better than the Bible. It's way better than the Bible. I'm getting more meaning from this than the Bible.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't have all the answers.
No?
No. You feel like you get a lot of personal meaning from it. Like you get a kind of like spiritual growth, I'll describe it as, where you read things and they resonate with you and, and you want to, it's not really about death. It's about enjoying your life.
Right.
To the fullest. And that's the most important thing I think you need to do to actually do well in the afterlife is you have to make the most of your living life. So it's quite a good G up.
That's good. But that's what you're taking from it, right?
Yeah.
That's excellent. I don't think it's the original intent though, right?
Well, I don't know.
Get ready for the afterlife.
It is, to get you ready for the afterlife. That's what it's supposed to be. Apparently.
Yeah, get your heart weighed.
I think the author says it at the beginning, actually. I think she says that people go, oh, that sounds bleak. You're translating the Book of the Dead. Like, that must really ruin your day. And she's like, the name's completely misleading.
Mm-hmm. It should be more like the Book of Life, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to find the quote. She says it's actually a celebration of life rather than of death.
Yeah, I think if you said to someone, hey, I'm reading the Book of the Dead, I think they're assuming, oh my God, this thing raises zombies. Oh my God, this is some sort of like occult text where it's got some evil to it or something about it, or it's something about relishing or celebrating death, and it's not at all, right?
Yeah.
People would say the same thing about a funeral, right? They would say we're not celebrating death here, we're celebrating life. Right?
Yes.
Same idea.
Yeah, definitely. So hopefully this does help me. Okay, so I've been reading it, and I feel like I'm not going to be able to survive, get through the underworld. I'm not going to, I don't feel like there's any like hard and fast answers in this thing.
Right, but you're going to get down there and then not know remember the steps. You can't remember the steps or whatever. You're worried that even though you know now you know what's going to happen. You got the 21 ladies, and then you got the other things. You know about it. You're still not prepared for it properly.
No, and the spells presumably you have to say them in Egyptian for them to have the power, right?
Maybe.
And the author makes an interesting point in the introduction, actually. She says it's unfortunate that we're uncertain exactly how the language was pronounced. The hieroglyphs were an alphabet of consonants, homophones, and ideograms.
Yes.
The vowel sounds, or those breathy vocalizations, were sacred and therefore unwritten or secret. As a result, the pronunciation of the text, and in Egyptian terms its precise meaning, is lost to us now. Don't you find that like bizarre?
Yeah, well, it's pretty amazing considering we only were translating, like they started only translating hieroglyphs in the last sort of 150 odd years, man.
Yeah.
So before then, people just went, I don't know.
But the fact that we can even do it now, but the vowel sounds aren't recorded because they're sacred. Well,
how does she know that? What does she mean sacred?
Oh, I don't know. She's only been doing it all her life. I'm not going to. I don't know. I'm not going to.
No. Let's get her on the horn. Let's ask her.
Maybe we can have her on the show.
Yeah.
I've got this Perth Now article. You know, the local newspaper, I always flick through it, and chances are there's something in it that's worth having a look at.
Yeah, okay. So something's happening in Perth. That's fresh.
Well, you tell me. Probably isn't actually. Like, I've talked this up too much. The headline is Charges Grow for Woman Accused of Stealing Plants.
Yes.
In summary, there's a woman that's been dubbed the Cooby Raccoon after being accused of pinching flowers in front yards and selling them outside local Woolworths.
So she steals flowers, makes little arrangements, sells them out the front of Woolies.
Yeah.
Who also sell flowers probably.
Well, I think she steals the whole plant as well. So she's allegedly stole 12 plants from the front garden of a home before becoming – so she's just absolutely pilfering it.
Yeah, I've seen these pop up occasionally where, you get security camera footage of someone just walking by stealing a bunch of flowers. And then the comments are always something like, why didn't they just ask me? I would have given them a clipping. Give them a clipping. I would have given it to them if they asked for it. But they just pull it out.
Mate, the Cooby Raccoon wants the whole thing.
Yeah. What's happening here?
Well, she's got charges. She's been charged with all these offences, stealing, trespassing, damaging property. And she says she's just trying to get it. She just says, I'm misunderstood. I'm trying to get my flower business off the ground.
Is that what she said?
Yeah. She's just been doing her business, a little flower business, just wanted to test the market. She reckons she's got permission from the house.
Well, profits are pretty good if you're just nicking all the flowers and then selling them. Profits look pretty good. What's the overheads? Oh, nothing. It's just
nothing.
Time.
Yeah,
just time to go nick the flowers.
It's a pretty good business model if you ask me.
Well, didn't we talk about this before? But there was the first time I ever bought a burnt CD was off a bloke in high school, and he sold me Limp Biscuit, chocolate starfish, and the hot dog flavoured water on CDR, like a burnt disc, for $5. That was his little starter business.
That was a good business. I missed out on that. Burning DVDs, selling porn.
I think the trick was that he was also getting away somehow with stealing the discs. So he had no overheads as well, just like the flower lady.
Okay.
No overheads.
How is he stealing the discs?
I don't know. I think I'm not sure. It would have been something like they're on a spindle. So I don't know. I don't know how he did it. I have no idea.
My brother got fired from his shelf packing job at the local IGA because he got caught stealing a shaving stick.
What's a shaving stick?
I don't know. I don't think people use them very much. You rub it on your face and it kind of generates a lather. And then you use that instead of shaving cream. It's like poor man's shaving cream. It's awful.
I like it.
It's awful stuff.
I'm a fan.
A shaving stick.
Yeah, sounds great.
You haven't used one before. It's terrible. It's almost like a bar of soap. He lost his job for stealing a $2.50 shaving stick. That is, you don't go into a white collar corporate crime with that. If you can't get away with that.
That's great.
And he's a police officer.
Yeah.
Imagine if that got out. Forgot to tell you.
What happened?
Yeah, I did the Hurdy front yard this year.
Yeah.
And there's I'm signed up for it next year.
Yeah, and there was a bit of controversy around it, yeah.
Well, you say there's a bit of controversy because it is a backyard. It's a backyard event. Okay, so it's just got a different name. A backyard event is they're done all over the world. It's 6.7 kilometers. You run around in a circle on the hour. Every hour you have to do one of those 6.7 kilometer laps, and you keep going until there's only one person left, and you're the winner.
And it's usually settled later on in a couple of days, right? A day or two later.
Yeah, a couple of days. The one I did, the winner did, Phil Gore did 56 laps, which is like 320 kilometres. So second did 55 laps. You have to do one more than the second person. Pretty tough, right? It's a tough day at the office. I did 10 and just I was done. Next year I planned to do, I'd had a gutful.
Yep.
It really wears on you, and once you start getting worn down, you're worn down. Like you're cooked. You're cooked before you even know it. 1 minute you're thinking, I can do this forever, and the next minute you're out. There's a new world record.
Wow.
Phil Gore, the Aussie that won the one I did and had won the last few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about what the world record was, and it was 100 laps or 101. The second did 100.
Yeah.
So two people did 100. And then the second person dropped off and the next person did 101. Phil Gore, 102 laps. It was called at the place. It was a backyard called Dead Cow Gully.
Yeah. Okay.
684 kilometers. 4 days and 6 hours of running.
That's not okay.
The guy who finished, this guy called Harvey Lewis, who finished third, dropped out on 91 loops with severe hallucinations and sleep deprivation.
It's not good, is it?
It's amazing. It's incredible.
Why is his name so familiar?
We may have talked about him. We put some photos of him up on our last episode about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got some friends that are really into long distance running. Maybe they know them. I'm not sure. Does he do his own sort of training programs and stuff?
Fuck no. I don't. He just runs all day. He probably doesn't do a training program. He's like, this is my life now.
Oh my God.
It's pretty cool. So I have run with the current
champion
backyard world record holder. And I've run against the current marathon world record holder. Run with, should I say. I've done an event with them. Kipchoge.
Yeah, man. That's pretty big.
Doesn't mean I'm any good. I'm like riding their coattails. Like, yeah, I've done events with these.
I was there. No, but like they do marathons. You've done them as well. You're probably right on their tail,
I am
right?
I'm pushing them to greater heights. Like,
yeah.
It's me and all the others. I'm part of the sea of people. Yeah.
Was he wearing the shoes?
He's got legal version. Oh wait, was Phil Gore wearing the shoes?
Mm.
Oh, it's not about speed. The backyard.
True. Yeah, you just have to go. You just got to do it once every hour.
I saw Kipchoge, a picture of him running recently. He is wearing Alpha Flies, but they've got a version of them that is street legal.
Right, with less carbon fibers in them.
Yeah, one plate as opposed to 3, I believe. And I finished the push-up challenge as well. I did it last year, but I finished it on Friday night, 23 days. Did 3,144 push-ups.
That's a lot.
And I did them all full as well. Last year, I was telling you that I did about 80% of them from my knees rather than from my feet.
Yeah, this time?
Full. I did 100% of them, all proper, legit push-ups.
Wow.
Pretty happy with myself.
That's pretty impressive, man. That's a lot. So how much do you have to average a day? Is it like 70 or something, right?
I think it averages around 120.
Oh, my God. Remember how I tried it?
Oh, you did 12 push-ups.
Did I? I don't think I did that many.
Something like that.
I think I did 8.
I think we were going for 12 maybe, or like,
No, I think I said I could do 60 or something crazy. And then I think you were telling me to come back to earth a little bit, maybe say something a bit more realistic, like 15 or something. And I think I did 8.
Oh, look, that sounds...
Maybe less.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Next year, though, we'll sign you up.
Yeah, for sure.
And if we're talking about athletic adventures,
I
rode to Myuush on Friday night with some work people. Myuush is a little town about 50 k's from Bayswater.
Yep.
And they have there's not much there. Like, I don't know.
It's a little town.
Just a little town. Anyway, we stayed at a bed and breakfast there, and 2 of my work friends do this occasionally. They just like to do it, and they've been trying to drag me along to meet Wayne and Olga up at the bed and breakfast. They put on dinner for you and cook your breakfast and whatnot. So we leave work at 4 p.m. on Friday, and the weather's a bit hit and miss, but we just decided to pull the trigger on it. And it's quite cold, as you may know.
Yes.
And it was a little bit rainy, but, it was fine. I got a flat about 5 k's before the bed and breakfast.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and because it started to rain and it was really cold. Like I might barely feel my feet.
Yes, particularly because compounding. Yeah,
and I didn't have any dexterity in my hands because of the cold, and the bike tire, you have to try and like pop it over the rim with a little tire lever.
Okay.
And it's so cold that it was just, it would not budge at all. And so luckily I had a pair of running shoes in my bag, and I just ran out the last, there was only 3.5 Ks in the end. And,
and
one of my friends he sort of like rode and could just hold onto the bike because it was just the front tire that was flat, so he could kind of hold my bike and ride his.
Beautiful. So he was just giving you a tow and you were just jogging it out.
Yeah, just riding it out. And then it took us about an hour in the bed and breakfast to heat the wheel up a little bit. So it had so the tire had a bit of give, and to change that tire over, I thought I was going to be asking the wife to come pick me up. I thought the dream was over.
Oh no, right. So because you have to ride back the next day.
Yeah.
What's the terrain like? Was it okay to ride?
Oh, it's super flat. It's a beautiful bike path all the way out there from Bayswater to Myuush. It's called the Myuush bike path.
That's lovely.
They've sunk heaps of money into it. All the bike path goes either under all the roads that it crosses or over with a bridge.
Right. So you keep going the whole way.
You get uninterrupted. It's beautiful.
That's amazing.
It's really good. That's why they do it. And I've ridden out there with some of our friends before as part of if we ever do some rides.
Well, how long did it take you? You said you left at 4.
Oh, we didn't get there till probably like 7 or so, a bit after 7, because we stopped at one point just to, one of the guys we were riding with just was kind of blown up. He didn't eat much at lunch, and he was just struggling a bit. So we just took it easy because we're not fucking racing. And then I had the flat tire that probably took about 15 more minutes than you'd otherwise like.
Yeah, fair enough.
I had to go at changing it. And I was like, this isn't going to work.
That's fair enough. Sounds like a pretty good thing though.
Yes, I've been at it with but now the push-ups are done. I've done the Myuush. Don't have to worry about that for a while. And now I rest.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like a very big winter thing, does it? You know, you're getting out and about, you're doing the runs, you know, the thing. It doesn't sound like a very wintry event. I wouldn't want to do it in the peak of summer either because for different reasons. Too hot.
It was pretty wet on the Saturday morning was super wet. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Riding back. I didn't love it. Then the sun came out by the end, right? The last half hour was in beautiful sunshine.
Yeah.
And your memory of the whole morning has shifted. You're just like, oh, this is great. That was sunshine. Fantastic.
Yes. No, I understand that. You needed to feel that, the pit of despair of the rainy, wet badness to fully appreciate the sun.
And no one was out there. So we did 140 Ks and saw 3 bicycles. So
really?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It wasn't there weren't many other people with the same idea.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, no spoilers, please, but I've been watching Lost Highway.
Oh, yeah? Are you watching it in parts?
Yeah, I'm only... I put it on my phone because I haven't been... There's lots of things I want to watch and I'm not watching them, and I say I don't have time.
Yeah.
What I do is I just put... Every now and then I just put 5 movies I want to see on my phone.
Yep.
Because I've got so many downloaded that I need to watch. So I just start just lopping them on there and just watching chunks whenever I can. I'll just watch 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I do that too, but that's because I'm an old man now. But it's sacrilege to do that, right?
No.
The whole point of the movie is to sort of sit down, relax, get into the movie. And I do the same thing. I'm experiencing it in 25-minute chunks.
I agree.
Knowing full well that I'm ruining the movie for myself.
But my argument is don't let perfection stand in the way of progress.
No, I agree.
I physically can't sit down and have all these 2-hour chunks to watch these movies. I just don't do it. So
unless it's booked in, unless you have a movie night.
Yeah. But very occasionally, and the backlog is getting starting to stress me out.
You're probably adding more than you're subtracting all the time.
All the time. The list is out of control. And I feel...
So how do you make a decision the next one is Lost Highway? How does that happen?
Okay, I'm working on... I figured that I've broken it down into directors. I've tried to prioritize. I'm prioritizing Scorsese, Lynch, and Tarantino.
I think Finch is another good one.
Yeah, who's Finch?
David Fincher. That's like your
David
Sevens, your Fight Clubs, The Social Network.
Okay.
He's done a lot of stuff. And then you've got your, your Batman, your Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan, the Batmans, Inception, Interstellar.
I've seen those though, so I'm probably I think that I'm more familiar with that stuff. Whereas
I'm more than happy for you to go down to this David Lynch path. I know you watched The Elephant Man, now you're watching Lost Highway.
And you may have actually picked up recently that now that I tell you what I'm doing, you probably wondered by the last few weeks and you can tell they're probably older movies as well. I'm trying to work my way from their older stuff through their more recent stuff.
Yeah, so when you're doing Tarantino, you'll watch Reservoir Dogs first.
I did watch that about 2 years ago. That was, and I didn't know I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's such a big name that I just assumed I'd seen that movie.
Yeah, but it's not Pulp Fiction. It's not,
I've actually got Pulp Fiction on the list because last time I don't remember it. I remember maybe one or two scenes and I just have to rewatch it because too many times people reference it.
It's such a good movie.
No, I'm excited for that. And there's so much. And now I feel like I'm making so much progress. So what have I watched lately? Like just finished Goodfellas.
Yep.
I think we talked about that last week, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah. And I just...
how many more movies are in the Lynch collection? I mean, Dune could be in there, arguably.
Yeah, look, I had the option to put that in onto my phone and I just thought that's probably too much for me right now.
I'm going to watch it before the next one. Fuck it.
I definitely will. So what have I got? I can tell you. I've got Dune, Eraserhead, Lost Highway, Elephant Man, Mulholland Drive, which I've seen with you. Probably need to rewatch that because I wasn't really in the right.
No, definitely rewatch Mulholland Drive. No one knows what Mulholland Drive's about on the first watching of that.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. So don't worry about that. No, Mulholland Drive's a really good one.
Yeah, okay, good. I don't know if I was just mentally not there or if just the movie was...
It's a David Lynch film. You've gotten lucky so far with Eraserhead and Elephant Man being semi-narratively steady.
Yeah, well, Dune was actually next one on the chopping block because it's, if you go in chronological order, which I was doing, it's Eraserhead, Elephant Man, Dune.
Wow. And what a huge third picture to make.
Yeah, I don't know if there's other ones in there that I just haven't got. I haven't actually checked his actual whole...
No, I think that sounds about right. But so it sounds like a big sounds like a big, because it's such a big book. People care about it so much. It'd be crazy for it to be his third thing ever.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, Dune being a book, yes.
But it was.
Yeah, and I must be missing something because Dune's 84.
Yep.
And Lost Highway's 97.
97. Yeah.
So there's probably a few things in between.
But yes, there is Blue Velvet, Wild at Heart, and Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, which was a prequel to Twin Peaks.
Okay, I do have that as well, actually. Okay, I will watch that because I haven't seen it before. But sometimes if I haven't heard of the movie, I assume that I don't need to see it. I could be wrong. What's Blue Velvet? Is that?
Kyle MacLachlan, main guy from Twin Peaks, is back. Playing pretty much the same character, solving a murder mystery, I think, in a small town. I haven't seen
it. Sorry, which one's he? Colin MacLachlan?
No, Kyle MacLachlan. He's Twin Peaks, the main character from Twin Peaks.
Oh, Dale Cooper.
Dale Cooper,
oh, yep. Excellent.
Then you got Wild at Heart, 1990. You've got another sort of regular with David Lynch, which is Laura Dern, and Nicolas Cage.
What, they're both in Wild at Heart?
Yeah.
And is that worth?
No.
See, that's good because I can't watch everything. I don't mind cutting a few things away and just saying I was told not to worry about
I wouldn't watch the Fire Walk with Me thing either unless you're actually watching Twin Peaks again, in which case I would. But if I wasn't watching Twin Peaks again, I wouldn't watch Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
So do you watch Fire Walk with Me first and then go into Twin Peaks?
I don't think so.
No, you watch it last. Okay.
I don't think you just watch it whenever. But Lost Highway's a goodie, man. Really, really liked Lost Highway.
Bill Pullman?
Yeah.
Surprised me a lot because we were talking about Independence Day last week.
Yeah, no, he's great in it.
I didn't know he was into this kind of thing. Has he done anything with Lynch before?
No, not before or since. But Bill Pullman, like you
it
think
seems
of
like
him
a strange
as,
choice to me.
No, you think of him as like Independence Day, right?
Yeah.
I think of him more Spaceballs because he's Lone Star. He's Lone Star in Spaceballs. He's Han Solo. So he's done just about everything in that career because he's done that. He's done Lost Highway and Independence Day. Independence Day was basically the same year as this, you know? So, yeah, he was not typecast even though...
I have to rewatch Spaceballs. That is something of my childhood and I haven't seen it in 20 years.
Yeah, no, watch Spaceballs. It's bloody Bill Pullman.
John Candy, Home Quick Look, Mel Brooks.
Yeah, Pizza the Hut. And we talked about Mel Brooks last week because he produced The Elephant Man. It's all coming full circle, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
So Elephant Man, David Lynch, Mel Brooks, Spaceballs.
And that's why Mel Brooks was silent or not included because they didn't want people making the link between Mel Brooks and Spaceballs and thinking it was a comedy. Yeah,
well, Mel Brooks in general didn't do anything really serious in his life in terms of the movies that he made. They're all parodies and whatnot. Some of the best movies though. Put all of Mel Brooks stuff on your bloody list while you're at it.
Yeah,
I'm talking
I didn't
realize.
I was just having a look. I didn't realize any of
Robin
this.
Hood Men in Tights. You know, these are classics.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Producers. And Blazing Saddles sounds very familiar, but I don't remember it.
It's the one where there's a black sheriff who gets brought into town. You might have seen it before. Gene Wilder, who is Willy Wonka, is in it.
So I'm making heaps of progress on that front. You can see I'm actually killing it at the moment. I'm reading Egyptian Book of the Dead, you know, Serpents in the Sky. I'm fucking nailing Lynch films. I'm all over it.
Yeah, how are you fitting all this in? It's a lot of stuff, man. And we'll keep adding to it as the week goes on. But have a good week.
You too. That subscriber is going to come crawling back.
Yeah, you think so? Hit us up on the email. Feedback's there as well. Vacuousperspective@mail.com. We'll see you next week.
See ya.